100 years ago. The year was 1919. The Chicago White Sox were steamrolling through Major League Baseball on their way to the World Series, a series the Sox eventually lost in 9 games to the underdog Cincinnati Reds, thanks in part to a handful of cheats on Chicago's team that would later be labeled the Black Sox. 1919, the president was Woodrow Wilson. Prohibition goes into effect, as women in 1919 were fighting for the right to vote. World War I came to an end with the signing of the Treaty of Versailles. Babe Ruth was sold by the Boston Red Sox to the New York Yankees for $125,000. Gas was 25 cents a gallon, a loaf of bread cost 7 cents, and a 1-pound juicy steak would run you 26 cents. The great Jackie Robinson and Liberace were both born in 1919, while former President Theodore Roosevelt dies in his sleep that year. Also that year, in the Midwestern United States, in the small town of Collinsville, Illinois, the students were enjoying their 11th year in their new high school on Vandalia Street. That year, head coach John Hawkins led his Collinsville Kahok football team to the gridiron for the first time. The Kahoks, they would go 1-3 that first year in Collinsville, but Collinsville Kahok football, it was born. Now we start 100 years, and it all begins anew in 2019. Now is the time for change and hard work. Now is the time for Collinsville Kahok football. The Kahok way.
Yeah, you know what it is. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Yeah, you know what it is. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collinsville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked to be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, it's Collinsville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to see it, yes, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long, I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1, 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm by my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the chief and crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen,
Yeah.
all the fresh sophomores,
High school, champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white
And a very good evening, everyone, as we welcome you to Mattoon, Illinois, as we get you set for week number 7 of the high school football season, as your Collinsville Kahoks make their final road trip of the year as they get ready to take on the Mattoon Green Wave. I am Todd Duke, glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network as we welcome you into the Culp Jennings Florist pregame show. Culp Jennings Florist, a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. Culp Jennings Florist is located at 517 West Clay Street. You can stop in for weekly specials. Right now they are focused on fall, although it feels a little bit more like winter, but you can still get a dozen fall flowers in a nice stylish vase, all for $35. Just give Culp Jennings a call at 344-0404 or online at culpjennings.com. Collinsville comes into this contest with a record of 0-6, while the Mattoon Green Wave come in overall at 1-5. Collinsville, of course, coming off of a big 54-49 loss last week against Granite City, a very entertaining back-and-forth shootout, but Collinsville still comes out on the wrong end of that one. The only win for the Mattoon Green Wave this year so far has been a week number 2 win over Charleston, 27-14. We'll go over a little bit more of those numbers a little bit later. We take our first break here on the Culp Jennings Florist pregame show, and when we come back, my interview with Collinsville head coach Mike Popovich, and that comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Culp Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Culp Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Culp Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Culp Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Culp Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at culpjennings.com.
And we welcome you back into the Culp Jennings Florist pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network as we have made a little bit of a road trip, the last road trip of the year for your Collinsville Kahok football team. We're in the big town of Mattoon. No stranger to this area is your Collinsville Kahok football head coach, Mike Popovich. Coach, tell the folks a little bit about this Mattoon area.
Yeah, I've been here a few times now. Twice when I was up at Mount Zion, and Mascuda visited here a couple of years ago. It's an interesting place. It's kind of a cool place to play. I mean, obviously we're in a press box right now. It's the nicest press box that I've ever seen at the high school level. It looks like a college one, and it'll be kind of cool. They'll have students line the back of the end zone underneath the scoreboard, and it's a neat place to play for our, I should say, coach and place to play for the kids. So yeah, I mean there's some tradition here. I mean they're not having the year that they're accustomed to, but once again it's a program that as the year goes on they just get better. It's a good staff. Troy does a real nice job here.
I'll attest to the press box, one of the best ones so far, and I've only been here for 5 minutes. Okay, let's go back to last week against Granite City. Man, what a wacky and wild game that was. It was really so entertaining to watch. I know that you don't probably feel the same way because your team was on the losing end of it, but reflect on that game for a moment.
It was a fun game. It really was, and we just kept. We were talking on the headset in the second half. Bill, you and I were, and it's interesting because yes, you want to win, but at the same time, the kids just kept battling, and for us to get down, be down 27 points right off the bat in the second half, and to battle back, get it to 5 with a minute and a half left, and give yourself a chance. It was definitely exciting, and we really feel like offensively we had struggled so much at the beginning of the year that now we're starting to do some things really well, and that's good. And we're hoping to, it's nice. We're not going to see Freddie tonight, and I'm glad that he's graduating, and I never have to see him again. We're hoping to play our best football down the stretch.
All right, let's talk about a couple of individual efforts right off the top of my head, man. Gabe Miller, come on, 29 carries, 158 yards, 4 touchdowns. Really, it doesn't get any better than that when you're talking about stats for a high school running back in one game.
Yeah, he did a real nice job. He's getting downhill right now, and that's the big thing. And, we made the adjustment, and we obviously got a chance to see him against Taylorville a little bit in the second half. And we liked what we saw, And we stand by what it is we did at the beginning of the year as far as trying to two-platoon, and then as you get going, then you're trying to kickstart your offense. And he had a good game against Lincoln, and then he turns around last week, had a monster game, and boy, he's a big kid, 225, and I mean, he's hard-nosed and he wants to be fed. And it's I thought he did a great job, but also Todd, when you watch it, you're seeing him running through some arm tackles, but then you get back on film and you saw the old line was confident last week. And I thought the offensive line played exceptionally well last week. And when you get a 225-pound kid running downhill and not getting touched for 6 yards, I don't want to get in front of that kid either. And we ran out of time last week. I mean, had we had another minute on the clock and been able to do what we've been doing all game, especially in the second half, we felt like we could win that football game.
Lost Jake Holton for the rest of the year, so you have a really good football team on the injured list.
I was looking in the second half last week, Todd, and as we're coming back and we just kept battling, I look over and there's Chris Chai, there's Aaron Moulton, there's Jake Holton, and you're looking at these kids and you're like, my gosh, and I think I added it up. I mean, we're right around 20 games total that our starters have missed in 6 weeks. And no excuses. I mean, next man up. We're very fortunate. We've got more. Our numbers are up this year, and that's great. It puts you in a position to have some depth, but at the same time, you don't want to see those kids on the sideline. And if you could go back and you're sitting at 0-6, but if Chris Chai plays every game, where are you at? We're not 0-6. And honestly, we felt like we could play Week 10 this year, and I stand by that. But sometimes that's not what's in the cards. So yeah, it was tough to watch, and those kids have meant so much for the program. It's a tough one.
Colby Anderson came in, and I thought he picked up pretty much where he left off the last time he played. He looked really good. That one pass to Travion Swagger, man, right over the shoulder, pretty touch on it. That was a beautiful pass.
He's getting better week by week, and not just him, but also the receiver play, which has been suspect. And I made the comment at the beginning of the year. I said, boy, I'd like to have Giuseppe Capitelli back. And the coaches looked at me like, what? And you just didn't realize how much, and obviously you had the Malcolm Burns and the Ron Woods and those kids and Jake Holton who were really, really good. But Giuseppe did all the little things right. And he understood the game of football. And then as the year has gone on, we just said yesterday, over the last 3 weeks, Trey Swagger, Jackson Lee, Kyle Schneiderwin, these kids that were not ready to play at the beginning of the year. Trey obviously got thrown in right off the bat. Now all of a sudden they're starting to look like receivers. And they're all back next year, which is great. And they're picking up. But Colby is he's got a lot of upside. And he's got a lot of things that we got to work on. And we know that. But for him to come in that game, I felt like offensively, I think the only drive we didn't score on with him in the game was, we had one fumble down. I think that might have been his first drive inside the 25 or inside the 30. But other than that, we had a whole bunch of scores right in a row, and then it's just the last one we ran out of time.
All right, so you take the road trip to Mattoon. You got to battle a Green Wave team that is 1-5 on the year. How do you see this game going? What are you looking for from your guys?
Yeah, they beat Charleston earlier in the year. They've given some teams some fits. Their quarterback has an offer to Eastern Illinois. He's a good football player. Like I said, Troy does a real nice job. And we saw him at the beginning of the year. They opened up with Triad, and Triad kind of made them look foolish, but Triad's a pretty good football team, we found out. And but as the year continues, I mean, Mattoon just gets better. It's going to be interesting conditions tonight. Todd, I wore shorts the entire year last year through 9 weeks, and that does not happen. So this is the first time that these kids in the last, since 2000, whatever that would have been, 17 or 18, 17, I guess, that they've had to play in cold weather. So not that that's really going to impact us. I'm sure the field's going to be a little wet. It'll be a little bit muddy as you get going. The white jerseys are going to they're going to need a good cleaning. But we've got to hold on to the football. We've got to take care of the ball. We've got to gang tackle. We've got to make them drive. We've got to play our brand of football right now, which is getting downhill, and we'll see what happens.
Thanks for the visit, Coach. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That is Mike Popovich, your Collinsville Kahok head coach. We'll take a break here on the Call-Up Jennings Flores pregame show. When we come back, we'll pass along some names and numbers to you, starting lineups and all that and more coming up on the Kahok Sports Network.
Call up Jennings Flores. A Collinsville original since 1939, Collip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Collip Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Collip Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Collip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at collipjennings.com.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering, wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats. The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahok Sports Network and KahokSports.com.
Don't forget to join the Junior Service Club at Colton Steakhouse Dine to Donate Night. That's Thursday, October 17th, 2019. More information at 233-1977.
Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Brady Pest and Termite Management is your local pest control source. The Midwest offers its fair share of pest problems, and Brady Pest and Termite Management is up to the challenge. Whether it's pesky rodents in the cold winter months or ants, spiders, and other pests in the warm months, Brady Pest and Termite is your solution. And termites? Brady Pest is tops in the Metro East in termite management. Do you have unwanted pests? Then call the best. Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Call 343-1790 or on Facebook at Brady Pest and Termite. Everyone has those projects around the house that you just don't want to do. AW Outdoor Solutions can take care of that for you. Former Collinsville High School graduate Adam Welly owns AW Outdoor Solutions, and he and his crew can handle all of the dirty work around your home or business. Whether that's tree trimming and maintenance, brush removal, power washing, gutter cleaning, and leaf raking and removal, AW Outdoor Solutions can handle that and much more. AW Outdoor Solutions is fully insured and offers free estimates on all of their work. AW Outdoor Solutions. Call Adam Welly at 314-252-8010 or on Facebook at AW Outdoor Solutions.
Collip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Collip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Collip Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Collip Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Collip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at collipjennings.com.
And once again, we welcome you back to Mattoon, Illinois. I am Todd Duke alongside Dylan Hatchett. He is the boy that's been picked for the camera duty tonight because other than that, Zach Roseman has been dealing with the band stuff. And Chris Kettler is going to yet another Blue October concert, probably his 20th. I don't know. I don't even know that band. But we are about ready to go here, Collinsville and Mattoon. The Green Wave, of course, they're wearing their green uniforms. Their helmets are gold in color. The numbers on the backs of their jerseys are also in gold. Collinsville has come all dressed in white. Their numbers are in purple, and we'll see how long we can recognize numbers here because this is a grass field. And just like in St. Louis in the area, it's been raining all day here too. Matter of fact, it quit probably about 10 minutes after I pulled into town, and the sun came out for just a second as it was setting to light the sky and the clouds orange. So the rain's over, but it's a chilly night. About 47 degrees here at game time as we are just about to get underway. Here is our kickoff by Tyler Warner. And end over end, up close, not a very deep kick, and Collinsville takes it, and they'll bring it out to their own 45-yard line, and that's where the Kahawks will start 1st and 10 from their own 45. Colby Anderson will be playing quarterback once again after Jake Holton was hurt last week and is now going to miss the rest of the year. Of course, Chris Chai injured in game number 1. Missed game number 2, came back in game number 3, and re-injured that same knee, and he is now done for the year too. So Anderson in there for the first down, and he'll hand it off to Gabe Miller. Miller goes up the middle, and he picks up about 8 yards, maybe 7 before he is finally brought down into green wave territory at the Mattoon 48-yard line. Anderson coming into tonight, 23 of 41 for 244 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. And the first play of the game, a handoff to Gabe Miller. Had a blast of a game last week. 46 carries on the year for Miller, 270 yards and 5 touchdowns. But last week, 29 carries for 158 yards and 4 touchdowns. Here is a handoff this time. It's going to go to Jaden Neighbors, and Neighbors is going to have enough for a first down as he crosses the line to gain at the 45 and lands at the 44. And Collinsville picks up a first down on their first drive. We're just underway. 11:05 left to play here in this opening quarter. Nice long trip out here to Mattoon. And we hope that you enjoy tonight's game, and we hope we can bring you back a victory. Only 2 more games left after this, both of them at home against Peoria, Notre Dame, and Centralia. So the last road test of the year for Collinsville here. 2 wideouts, 1 far, 1 near, same formation in the background, and here is a handoff to Gabe Miller, and Miller goes right up the middle and picks up about 2 yards before he is finally brought down, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and 8. Collinsville into green wave territory. There's a nice stiff breeze blowing from the end zone down to your left screen to the end zone to your right. A little bit of a cross breeze. It's not exactly from one end zone to the other. It blows a little bit from the press box that we're standing in to the other side of the field. And the American flag is blowing proudly in the wind, so it's a nice stiff wind. Collinsville, same formation, man in motion, and there is the pitch back to Kyler Williams, and Williams brings it around the left side, and he'll get about 5 yards out of that, and that'll bring up a 3rd and short here for Collinsville as they continue this first drive. We'll look at some wideouts, but we haven't been using much of those lately. Matter of fact, still the leading wideout this year for Collinsville is Jake Holton at 20 catches for 220 yards, but he was injured in last week's game against Granite City, so is no longer playing in this one. Collinsville facing a 3rd and about 3 to go for a first down here. And Gabe Miller in the backfield, takes the handoff, gets past one, gets past another. He's on the run. He's across the 10-yard line, and down at the 5 he goes. Collinsville will have the ball, 1st and goal from the Greenway 4-yard line. Nice job by the line to open up some holes. Eli Norton, Cole Hellman, Gage Trevere, Martin Ochoa, and Cody Smith up front. Here's another handoff to Miller. He jukes to his right and falls down at about the 1-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and goal there for Collinsville from the 1. Collinsville moving the ball quite well as they got the ball in relatively decent field position, something they have not enjoyed very much this year, but they did that go round. And the Kahawks are on the move. 20 seconds left on the play clock, so plenty of time. 8.5 minutes left to go here in this first quarter. Collinsville knocking on the door. Wide receivers on the far and the near side. Here on the near side, that is Travion Swaggart. Gabe Miller is the deep back, and he gets the ball again. He barrels through, and he is pushed back, no sign, and they're going to say no gain whatsoever. Got back to the 1-yard line and got pushed back, so it's going to bring up a 3rd down and goal for Collinsville from the 1. And that was 2 straight runs up the middle. Might want to think about trying a little outside move or something else. Don't become one-dimensional. Play comes in from the sideline. Collinsville facing 3rd down and goal from the Green Wave 1. Out on the edges, wide receivers again, swaggered over on this side. Single coverage, and Colby Anderson's going to keep this one, and he's in for a touchdown. Colby Anderson, a 1-yard touchdown run, and Collinsville takes the lead. 7:35 left to play here in this first. As the Kahawks come up and attempt the extra point, it'll be Andrew Chai who will come on for the PAT. Colby Anderson is the holder. That is not Chai. Who's out there now? Oh, there's some movement up front. And the extra point is good, but we have flags on the play. Will Martin is out there to try the extra point. Don't know why Andrew Chai is not out there. I did not ask. Oh, yeah, that's right. They do have soccer tonight, don't they? Supposed to play against Father McGivney, but I heard that one. Mike got that one. I thought that one was canceled. So we'll try this one again. And Anderson again, the holder. Here's the snap. Ball is down. Kick is on the way, and it is good. So Collinsville strikes first, 7-0 in favor of the Kahawks, and the Green Wave will get the ball for the first time when we come back from this break on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahawk Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Back here at Mattoon, Todd Duke and Dylan Hatchett along with you. Collinsville drives down the field on their first possession of the game, and Colby Anderson goes in from 1 yard out, and the Kahawks have themselves a 7-0 lead. And the ensuing kickoff on the way, and it's a little squibber that's going to stay up front as well, and it's scooped up at the sideline right in front of the Collinsville bench, and the player who scooped it up was already on a knee when he got there, so the Green Wave will start 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line as the Kahawks enjoy a 7-0 lead here early on. If you are watching from Mattoon, you will notice that the timeout bars is missing one. At least it is on my end. I'm not really sure if it is out there in the world watching it, but we don't know why that happens. It's not like there's a light burnt out because it's a computer. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. We have Jackson Spurgeon as the quarterback for the Green Wave, and he'll turn around and hand the ball off, and they'll have some success on the first carry of the day for the Green Wave, and that is Caden Price. He has 22 receptions on the year for 345 yards and a couple of touchdowns, but they don't have him on their rushing department at all. For Jackson Spurgeon, he is 46 completions for 93 yards, or I'll get that right one of these days. 46 of 93, 559 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. And again, Price gets the handoff, and he'll have a first down close to midfield, trying to work his way into Collinsville territory, but the Kahawks close up after the first down and don't allow any more yardage. Spurgeon, a sophomore, so Kahawks trot out a freshman quarterback, and the Green Wave trot out a sophomore quarterback. It's the battle of the young quarterbacks. 6:35 left to play here in this opening quarter. Collinsville scored on their first drive. Green Wave trying to answer. Price gets the handoff once again. Goes up the middle and gets about 4 yards on the play, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 6, but in Collinsville territory at the Kahawk 47-yard line. Leading rusher for the Green Wave is Abraham Baker. He has 29 carries it's not Baker, it's Jackson Spurgeon, the quarterback. 81 carries, 383 yards, and 4 touchdowns. But as far as the running backs go, Ja'Kai Johnson has 43 carries for 201 yards. Abraham Baker has 29 carries for 185 yards plus a touchdown. Price gets the ball again, sneaks through the middle, and he is tackled forward, close to a first down, but the Green Wave will be a yard short. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 1 from the Kahok 42-yard line. So Collinsville's defense trying to step it up here on this 3rd down. Not thinking that the Green Wave may go for it or not, but you never can tell this early in the game if that may be the answer. Triple backs in the backfield, and the handoff goes to Price once again. Price has enough for a first down as he makes it up to the 40-yard line of the Kahawks. All he needed to do was get it up to the 41, so he got an extra yard. And the second first down of this drive for Mattoon. 5:15 left to go here in this first quarter. Collinsville up 7-0. Clock continues to run after the running play, and the chains moved. Mattoon, their losses on the year have come against Triad in the season opener, 41-7. They lost 35-14 at Mahomet, lost 50-7 to Zion, and lost 34-13 to Taylorville. Here's another handoff to Price, and he's got enough for another first down. Gain of 11 on that play. And the Green Wave not throwing the ball whatsoever. And Collinsville has no answers at this particular point for Caden Price. They all lost their last game they did at Effingham, 42-0 last week. Timeout on the field. We will take a timeout as well. We are back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
Back here at Mattoon, Todd Duke and Mr. Hatchett. I love that last name. That's a football last name, man. Dylan Hatchett operating the camera for us tonight. Zach Roseman busy, so is Chris Kettler. So we had to borrow a football player who's not playing tonight. That would be Dylan Hatchett's job. Talking to the guys next to me here, they're with the Mattoon radio station. They said they're totally shocked that their leading wide receiver is the one running the ball. Here's a keep by Spurgeon, and he lost a couple on the play, so it's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 12 here for Mattoon. I got corrected on that as well. It's not Mattoon, it's Mattoon. You have to say things right when you're in this neck of the woods. And if we get the camera down that far at some point, you'll see all of the Mattoon student body cheering section standing behind the goalposts. Go ahead, show them. That one right there. Look at all those. They're all standing right there back behind the goalpost. That's the student body cheering section here at Mattoon. All right, back to action as Spurgeon hands the ball off to Price once again. He goes up the middle and bowls right over Gabe Miller. And Miller didn't let him get much farther than the original line of scrimmage, maybe a couple of yards, so a gain of about 4 on the play. Will bring up a 3rd down and 8 for the Green Wave. Ball on the Collinsville 26-yard line. 3.5 minutes left to go here in this opening quarter. 7-0 in favor of Collinsville. Spurgeon under center. I formation behind him. Split wideouts. First throw of the game is going to be a completion on a little slant pattern. And with the catch was Cam Knierim. Knierim, according to my stats, had 1 catch coming into this game for 16 yards. So he picks up his 2nd catch, and it provides another first down for the Green Wave as they continue to move the ball. This drive started on their own 35-yard line. Collinsville, they started on their own 45, and didn't take them long to get downfield and put one in for a touchdown. Time for the defense to stiffen up here for the Kahawks. I formation once again. Handoff goes to the deep man Price. Price right up the middle and across the line of scrimmage, and picked up about 3 on the play. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. Collinsville trying to win their first one of the year. Mattoon trying to win their second of the year. Spurgeon up to the line of scrimmage once again. He is under center, and once again, I formation behind him. He's going to go back to pass. Looks right, throws right. Has a man open, and into the touchdown. That is Lane Rowley. Rowley, his second touchdown of the year. First catch of this game. Came in with 6 catches for 111 yards and that touchdown, and he just added to it. So each team driving down the field on their opening possession to score a touchdown. Referees down there trying to get the student body cheering section down there back behind the goalpost. As the place kicker is on, and they're going to try for 2 in the corner, and wide open was Cam Knierim. And that is how you do a 2-point conversion. So Mattoon takes the lead of 8-7 after a 2-point conversion that caught the Kahoks totally off guard. We're back with the Kahoks receiving the kickoff next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, the newest in online auctioning. Go to ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's HIBid.com to check out what's up for bid in the next auction. Ogle Auctions deals with everyday items like board games, t-shirts, and more, to collectibles, whether that is a vehicle, vinyl records, or vintage toys. Or how about a trolley car? And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more items. Check out their next online auction at ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's ogleauctionshibid.com. Or call Kim Ogle today at 618-980-4530.
Todd Duke and Dylan Hatchett back with you from Mattoon as the Green Wave take a 1-point lead, 8-7 on a 2-point conversion that caught the Collinsville Kahawks napping. They weren't ready for that. Sam Decker is ready to kick things off for Collinsville, and again, he'll keep it low, and he'll keep it up front. It'll be Nick Becker who picks it up at the 30, across the 35 and the 40, and he is finally brought down at about the 43-yard line. Nice little run back there for Nick Becker, as the Green Wave apparently have no intentions on kicking it deep for Swaggart, Williams, or Neighbors to get a hold of that ball, so maybe it's time to move them up a little closer, kind of throw a little wrinkle into the plans. So Colby Anderson brings his team back out. Jackson Lee lines up as a wide receiver on the far side. Over here on this side is Travion Swaggart. Once again, you have Neighbors, Williams, and Miller in the backfield, as Anderson once again in shotgun. A little horseshoe formation as Williams comes into motion, gets the handoff, and gets across the line of scrimmage, picks up about 3 or 4 on the play before he is brought down. So it'll be 2nd down and 7 as they place the down marker over there on the far side of the field. 1:50 left to play here in this first quarter, and Mattoon leads by a score of 8-7. Wind still continues to whip out of that end zone on the left-hand side of your screen. Brooks goes out as a wide receiver now on the far side. Anderson takes the snap, hands it off to Gabe Miller. Miller right up the middle, and he is met immediately, but still picked up a yard and a half out of that. So it'll be a 3rd down and about 6 to go here for Collinsville, with 1:15 left to play here in a very fast-moving first quarter. After that long soccer game last night, I could use a fast football game. That was the first over 3-hour soccer game I had. We had 2 lightning delays. That added an hour to it. But that was a long night. Brooks once again lines up as a wideout on the far side. Same formation in the backfield. Neighbors goes behind, and a little trickery there as the handoff goes all the way up to Jaden Neighbors, and Neighbors got tripped up right about the 32-yard line. Nice open field tackle there by Cam Knierim, who just scored the 2-point conversion, or else Neighbors probably would have been off to the races. As it is, nice little run, gets you deep into Green Wave territory at the Mattoon 30-yard line. So another fresh set of downs here for Collinsville. Looks like this is going to be one of those offensive slugfests, unless the defenses want to step it up here. Both the play clock and the game clock have the exact same time on them, 15 seconds. So one more play coming your way before the end of this quarter at least. Here's a handoff. It goes to Miller. He jukes to the right. He's a fumble, and the Green Wave have it, and the clock will stop, and Mattoon gets it after that ball was popped right out of the hands of Gabe Miller as he busted through the line, and Mattoon will take over on their own 25-yard line. 5.6 seconds left. Boy, oh boy. We've seen a couple of those get popped out of the hands of Gabe Miller here this year. One of those when he was marching toward the end zone for a touchdown about 5 yards away when it came loose. This one popped out by one of the big defensive linemen by the Green Wave. So now they have it. 5.6 seconds on the clock. Time for one last play. Spurgeon is under center. I formation once again, but Spurgeon is going back to pass. Rolls to his right, throws to his right, has a man open near the sideline in front of his own bench, and finally pushed out of bounds was Abram Baker. And that's the way the first quarter comes to a close. Second quarter comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
I know. Knock on, damn, that would. Todd Duke, Dylan Hatchback with you from Mattoon. As the Green Wave have an 8-7 lead over the Kahawks, and the offense of the Green Wave approaching midfield. Here's a handoff to Price in the backfield, and he'll get across the line of scrimmage for about a 1-yard pickup. And it'll be 2nd down and 9 for Mattoon as we are just underway here in this second quarter. Mattoon, by the way, coached by Troy Johnson. He's in his 11th year, has a 43-59 record. His best year was 2013 when they went 7-3. Last year, they went 7-4. Qualified for the playoffs 5 years under Johnson, 2013 plus last year. 3 other years, they got in with just 5 wins. They lost in the first round every year to go 5-5 on those years where they won 5. And play to Price on the counter, and he's got a chance to go all the way, but a game-saving or a touchdown-saving tackle made there by Stephen Green, and there is a flag on the field. It's going to go against Mattoon, so that play is going to come all the way back to midfield.
Yeah, I think it's going to bring it back to about the original line of scrimmage here, Greg.
11-11 left to play here in this second quarter, which is just underway, and a big play there to Caden Price. And he got deep into Collinsville territory, but it's a flag, and it comes back. And that is going to bring up a 2nd down and 11 now for Mattoon. As the Green Wave break the huddle. Lane Rowley lines up as a wide receiver on the far side, and Spurgeon under center once again. He'll hand the ball off, and the back man will take it this time. And that looks like it is Ja'Kai Johnson. And about a yard on the play, so, well, maybe not. Looks like they marked it right down where the line of scrimmage was. So we go from a 2nd and 11 to a 3rd and 11. Ball sits on the Green Wave's 46-yard line. Big third play down coming up here for Collinsville. They can stop them here. Green Wave may have to punt the ball. Cam Knierim lines up as a wide receiver on this side. He's already caught one pass on a slant pattern. Spurgeon is underneath center. I formation behind him. Here's a snap and play action fake. And rolling out is Spurgeon, still looking for somebody to throw it to. And he couldn't find anyone. And Nick Becker takes him out of bounds at the 49-yard line, which is going to bring up a 4th down and about 7 or 6 to go here for Mattoon. So we'll see how they want to play it. Right now, no one coming off the sideline. So they're going to go for it as they bring out Caden Price with the play from the sideline. And we'll see if they want to run a play or they want to try to make Collinsville jump off sides here. The punter, by the way, is Kobe Cardwell. He wears number 5, and he's not out there right now. Shotgun formation. Could be a punt by Price. It is. He aims for the sidelines. A very short punt that goes right into the stands where the Kahok fans are sitting, and there's probably only about 20 of them. And I can't say as I blame them for not making the trip. Cold, nasty day that it was. And so Collinsville will get the ball back after maybe a 15-yard punt. They will mark the ball down at the 45-yard line. So Collinsville, 3 great times that they have had excellent starting field position. They drove down the field the first time, were on the way the second time before the Gabe Miller fumble. And Collinsville's defense stepped it up big time on that little drive there by the Green Wave. So now Colby Anderson back out there. He hands the ball off to Jaden Neighbors. Neighbors tries the right side, has a couple of blockers in some wide receivers, and gets into Green Wave territory. Depending on the mark, they're going to be close to midfield, and they will mark it down at the Mattoon 49-yard line. So it'll be a gain of about 6 on the play. And looks like we have an official's timeout. They have to send off one of the Mattoon players. He has to come off for some kind of an equipment thing. And Collinsville looking at a 2nd down and a short 5 or a long 4, whichever way you want to look at it. Wide receivers on both sides. Colby Anderson keeps it, got some room on the left side, and gets to where he needs to go for a 1st down right on the 45-yard line, and that will move the chains, and the Kahawks pick up another 1st down. Collinsville trails by a point, 8-7, with 8:35 left to play here in this second quarter. Each team drove down the field on their first possession and scored a touchdown. Mattoon added on the extra point by virtue of a 2-point conversion. Collinsville drove down the field and fumbled the ball away on their second possession, and the Green Wave were held up by the Collinsville defense at midfield after a big penalty on a 50-yard play. Here is Williams in motion. He tries the left side, and he turns the corner. Not a lot of room there. There's a flag on the play, and it looks like it's probably going to be a holding call against Collinsville here. That was on 1st down, so it'll be 1st down all over again, but it'll be a little bit of a deeper travel for Collinsville. Yeah, Collinsville's first penalty here in this game. Last week they committed 7 penalties for 45 yards. And the weeks previous to that, it was not very nice as far as the penalties are concerned. So it's going to be 1st and about 21 to go for another 1st down. At least it is 1st down, so you've got 4 tries to get it 21 yards. Wide receivers near and far, and there's the man in motion, and the man in motion gets the pitch back. That is Neighbors. Neighbors, no room to move. Collinsville loses more yardage. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 25 now for Collinsville. And Kahawks continue to go backwards a little bit here. This drive was into Green Wave territory. Now Collinsville has it on their own 40. Kyle Schneidwin came in as a wide receiver. He is over there on the far side with Swagger. Both receivers on the same side. Anderson hands the ball off to Gabe Miller. He tries the left side and gets a little bit of that back. It'll be a 3rd down and about 16 to go for a 1st down here for Collinsville as they get closer to Green Wave territory once again. Clock continues to run, 6:40 left to play here in this second quarter. 8-7 in favor of the Green Wave of Mattoon. hit no more than, what was it, like 4 construction zones on the way up here? Yeah. One of them lasted a while, just outside of Effingham. That's why I always leave a little bit earlier than what I should leave, just in case there's road construction or accidents or things like that. Same formation, 2 wide receivers over on the far side. Anderson in shotgun will throw it parallel to the line of scrimmage, and he hits Swaggart, but Swaggart is only able to get back up to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. And now Trevion Swaggart is hurt. And that is not a good sign because Collinsville has had a number of their players go down with injury. And Swaggart, just like Aaron Moulton, ready to play some basketball here in about a month. As he holds on to that left knee, we have a injury timeout, so we'll step aside as well. Back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background-checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
First National Bank of Waterloo, celebrating over 100 years of banking in the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo's O'Fallon branch office for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon. Call Bill at 618-632-1010. Visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online at fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Swaggart walked off under his own power, and a punt by Collinsville is just as short as the Mattoon punt was earlier. And the punters are struggling in this wind, although Collinsville had the wind at their back. So the Green Wave get the ball back, and they get it back in a relatively decent field position. They'll have it at their own 37-yard line with 5:45 left to play here in quarter number 2. And back on offense, the Green Wave. Jackson Spurgeon takes the snap and hands the ball off to Price, and Price slipped and fell, but he fell right in front as he was getting ready to run right into Gabe Miller and got back to the line of scrimmage, did Price. So 2nd down and 10 here for Mattoon. I was doing my homework for Mattoon, and they have no state championships in any sport. Closest they've got is a 2nd place finish in softball in 2008. They have 3 4th place finishes, one in baseball, one in girls basketball, and another softball trophy. Spurgeon hands the ball off once again, and this time Collinsville smothers it in the backfield. No gain on the play on a handoff to Zach Schick. Schick came into this game having 5 carries and 3 yards, so he's had a few carries that have lost yardage, and he can add that one to the list. So wide receiver, at least he was before he came into this game. He's been the running back a lot in this game, and today also the punter. Stephen Green is back deep for Collinsville, stands at his own 35-yard line. High snap, and rolling out is Price, and he looks like he's going to try and throw this for a 1st down, but he's getting pressured by Catchings all over the place. Here's the throw, and it's intercepted by Collinsville at midfield. Kahawks came away with the ball, and I don't know if it would have went any farther for a punt there, but nice job by Trey Anderson for Collinsville coming down with that interception. And Collinsville will start once again with very decent field position right at their own 49-yard line. So 4:19 left to play here with the clock stopped. And Collinsville will have another opportunity to add some more points. Both teams scored on their first possessions, but no points since then. Collinsville breaks huddle. Here is Colby Anderson. He has Gabe Miller back deep. Swaggart over here on the sideline, so that injury didn't bother him that much. He's already back in there. Handoff goes to Gabe Miller. He takes a little juke to the right, back to the left, and gets a yard right at the 50-yard line is where the stoppage will occur, and Collinsville will be faced with a 2nd down and 9. 4 minutes to play here in this second quarter. 8-7 remains our score. That was what our score was with about 2:14 left to play in the first, and it remains our score. Collinsville with the ball at midfield. 2nd down and 9. Jackson Lee over here on the near side, closest to you, as Williams goes into motion, but the handoff goes to Jaden Neighbors. Neighbors has plenty of room for a 1st down and a little bit more, all the way up to the Mattoon 30-yard line. The chains move, and the Collinsville Kahawks inching closer and closer to the promised land. They want to get down there and meet some of the student body cheering section down there standing behind the goal post on the south end zone. Colby Anderson goes to the sideline and gets his own play instead of waiting for someone else. Swaggart lines up on the far side as a wide receiver, but the handoff is going to go right up to Miller. To Miller, he has some room, and he fumbles the ball again. Fumbles the ball again. 2 fumbles for Gabe Miller just when Collinsville is driving, and that was going to be a 1st down and more. And right when we're moving the ball, and the bad news for Gabe Miller is he has to stay out there on defense after that as well. So that stops the clock with 2:57 left to play here in this second quarter. And now Spurgeon and company back out onto the field once again with another opportunity. There is Spurgeon under center this time. I formation. Price is the deep man. Here's the snap, and Price gets the handoff, and right from behind, a tackle by Collinsville's Anderson, and a loss on the play. Now they're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage, so no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 9. And a timeout on the field, so we'll step aside for just a second as well. Back after this break on the Kahok Sports Network.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
Back at Mattoon High School, I'm Todd Duke. Dylan Hatchett alongside working on the camera. I know some of you are probably watching the Cardinals on the big screen televisions and watching us on your phone, your tablet, or your laptop. As the Cardinals are losing in the second inning 1-0 to the Washington Nationals. It's still early. Once again, I formation here for Spurgeon, and he'll hand the ball off. Nope, it'll be a play-action fake, and a picked-off pass by Nick Becker at the 20-yard line. Collinsville gets the ball right back again. Oh, Nick Becker stepping in front of the wide receiver just at the nick of time. Get that? 2:42 left to play here in this second quarter. I made a pun. Sometimes I slay myself. Well, I tell you what, he did, though. Stepped right in front of that intended receiver just in time. Tipped the ball back to himself. And now Collinsville in business once again. 1st and 10 from the Green Wave 20-yard line. Anderson in shotgun. Same formation. Here is Williams in motion. Handoff is going to go to Neighbors, and Neighbors gets up to the 15-yard line before he is brought down. A gain of 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Kahawks. 2.5 minutes left to play here in this first half. 1-point lead for Mattoon. Each team drove down the field on their first possession and scored. Mattoon caught the Kahawks napping on the extra point and turned it into 2 points, as their wide receiver on that particular play, Cam Knierim, was wide open in the back corner of the end zone. Anderson in shotgun, hands the ball off. Nope, he's going to keep it this time. He's going to roll around to the right side, and he is not going to get anywhere. He lost the football, but he jumps back on top of it. And he was down anyway, I believe they said, so no matter. It's going to be a loss of about 3 on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 13 to go here for Collinsville. As the ball is now on the 21-yard line. They didn't give him that much of a loss, so they moved the stick back up, so it'll be 3rd and 11. 3rd down and 11. Anderson goes to the sideline, gets his own play, brings it back to the huddle, and calls it out. They might not be able to get this one off, as we've already burned through 2 timeouts. 2-1, and nope, they are not going to be able to get this one off, as that is going to be a delay of game. So a 5-yard penalty will take us back to the 26-yard line. We had a rash of timeout usage here in this first quarter by Collinsville, so they only have 1 more left. Jackson Lee lines up as a wide receiver on this side, Swaggart on the far side. Here is the handoff, and it's going to go to Williams, and Williams is wrapped up as soon as he gets the ball. Williams, now it will be a big loss on the play back to the 26-yard line, and it's going to be 4th down here for Collinsville. So I guess they're going to go for it here, because a little bit too far for a field goal, a little bit too short for a punt. So we may as well, eh? That's what they are. Well, they're waiting a long time to get this play in, as the play clock's down to 10 again. And they're going to take their final timeout here, the Collinsville Kahawks are, and leave 30 seconds on the clock, so the Green Wave won't have as much time. And the last timeout for Collinsville has been burned. Speaking of Burns, Tremaine Burns has been in on the last couple of plays as the deep man in the backfield, although he has not received the handoff. But he is back there, as Collinsville has used their timeouts. And Mattoon, they have all 3 of theirs left, and they have 30 seconds once they get the ball back after Collinsville runs this 4th down play. So you know that if Collinsville just runs the ball to chew up some time on the clock, well, the clock will stop for a change of possession anyway, so Mattoon wouldn't have to use their timeouts at all. 29.5 seconds to play here in this first half. Don't forget the Cafe Agape halftime show coming up here at the conclusion of the second quarter. And then I guess we'll let you watch the Mattoon Marching Band. I keep on trying to want to say just the lazy version of Mattoon. All right, so now Gabe Miller's back in the game as the deep man. And in shotgun, it is Colby Anderson. He has 2 wide receivers on either side of the formation, Lee and Swaggart. Back to passes Anderson. He looks on the near side, throws it, and it's tipped away at the last second by Mattoon. And a turnover on downs with 24.1 seconds left to play. And we'll see how the Green Wave want to play this. They obviously have to drive the ball about 73 yards for a touchdown. And we'll see how they want to play it here in just a moment. We'll see if they just want to kneel on it and go in their locker rooms, or if they want to try to make a play out of this. Looks like they're going to make a play out of this. They have the I formation in the backfield once again. Wide receiver on either side of the field. And under center is Spurgeon once again. He'll take the snap. He'll hand it off to Price, and Price will go up the middle. And he'll get out of one tackle. Flag on the play on the far side of the field. And all the way to midfield is Price, but we'll check on the flag here and see if this one's going to stand. And we'll wait for the referee to give us a call. And it's going to be a sideline violation against Collinsville. Wow, normally they get a warning before they throw a flag. I did not see a previous warning before that, so Maybe they did and we didn't see it. And now the Green Wave will use one of their timeouts, and they are left with 2, which I think shows up on your screen like that anyway, so I don't really have to do anything. And it comes with 14.2 seconds left, so the ball up to midfield as obviously the Green Wave has declined the penalty, and they'll take the play, and they'll have at least maybe 2 shots to get it into the end zone. We'll see how they want to play that. And then we'll go from there. Boy, 2 big fumbles by Gabe Miller in this game, both of them in Green Wave territory as Collinsville was driving down the field to score, or at least to make an attempt to score. So we'll hope that we can rebound from those. Collinsville got the ball to start off this game, so Mattoon will have the ball first when we start the second half. Here in just a little while, 14.2 seconds left to play here in this half first. It'll be 1st and 10 for Mattoon right at midfield. Told you about the second place softball trophy that the Lady Green Wave earned in 2008. They earned a 4th place one in 2011. The 4th place baseball trophy came in 97. And the girls' basketball 4th place trophy came in the 77-78 season. So the nearest one would be the 2011 4th place trophy. Here's Spurgeon gets sacked in the backfield. Big play there by Dante Williams. Williams crashed Spurgeon down at the Green Wave 45-yard line. That's a loss of 5 on the play. And with 8.2 seconds left, we'll see if Mattoon wants to, well, they're going to call a timeout to talk about it. So maybe they're not going to kneel on it. Don't need to call a timeout to kneel on the ball. Mattoon down to 1 timeout left. And Williams with a big burst through that line and wrapped up Spurgeon and took him down before Spurgeon could do anything with it. So maybe a chance for 1 more play, maybe 2, depending on how much time they want to hold on to the ball before they get rid of it. If, in fact, they throw it, which I would assume they're going to do. Like I said earlier, you wouldn't call a timeout just to kneel. So we'll find out here in just a moment as the teams break huddle from their sidelines after the timeout. Spurgeon, who wears number 10 on his back, those gold colors, stands in shotgun. 3 wide receivers on the near side here, 1 on the far. Lone setback is Price. He stands to the left of Spurgeon and provides some extra protection, but that protection is going to break down anyway. Spurgeon used a hand to stay up, and now he's going to get back across the original line of scrimmage just as time expired here in this second quarter, as that brings us to halftime and brings us into the Cafe Agape halftime show. Brought to you by Cafe Agape in Collinsville. Nachos, burgers, meatloaf, pork steaks, way too many sides to choose from. Green beans, mashed potatoes, corn, you name it. If it sounds like it's homemade, it is homemade. Cafe Agape, they also have catering service. Give them a call today at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. Halftime show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering, wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and, of course, the Collinsville Kahoks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Kahoks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes at Bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces and donates 25 cents a unit sold to first responder and military organizations to aid the fallen and assist with suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 618-407-5466, online at pacedesignconstruct.com, or on Facebook at Pace Construction Design.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering, wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
And once again, welcome back to Mattoon as we are into the Cafe Agape halftime show here on the Kahok Sports Network. 8-7 in favor of Mattoon as both Collinsville and the Green Wave drove down the field on their first possessions and scored. And that's been it, kids. That's it. Collinsville got the extra point their traditional way, a fake field goal for Mattoon. They completed a pass in the back corner of the end zone for a 2-point conversion, and that's where we stand right now by a score of 8-7. Not a lot to talk about as far as the scoreboard is concerned either. Right now, Alton at home taking on Belleville East, and that game is tied 7-7 in the second quarter, and the baseball game in the bottom of the third. The NLCS between St. Louis and Washington, and right now the Nationals hold a 1-0 lead. That is all I can find for you on the halftime show. Big thank you to our friends Cafe Agape, and we'll be back in a little bit with the third quarter on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering, wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats. All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
And once again, we welcome you back to Mattoon, where our score is 8-7. The Green Wave with a 1-point lead over the Collinsville Kahoks. I'm Todd Duke, along with Dylan Hatchett. We're glad that you're with us here on a Friday night, week number 7 of the high school football season. Collinsville trying to pick up their first win of the year. Each team drove down the field on their first possession and got it into the end zone. Since then, we have had nothing as far as scores are concerned. Collinsville trying to pick up that first win. Mattoon already did that. They did that in week number 2 against Charleston, 27-14. Told you about some of the time under Troy Johnson, their 11th year head coach here, as he qualified for the playoffs 5 times so far in his 11 years. They qualified 10 other times for playoffs in the school's history. The first time was in 1974, and then not again until 1990. Then they went in 90, 91, and 92, 6 more times from 1999 to 2007. And their best year was 1999 when they went 9-0 in the regular season. They beat Roberson High School out of Chicago 27-7 before losing in round number 2 to Normal Community by a score of 42-7, and all that was under head coach Gerald Temples. Their deepest run was in 2003. That was in Class 5A. They beat Jerseyville and Altoff and Highland before losing to Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin 49-14 in the quarterfinals. They finished that year at 10-3. That was also under Temples. The Green Wave are 10-15 in the playoffs. They beat Mascoutah last year 28-24 before losing to Highland 56-35 in round number 2. Temples' longest tenured coach here, by the way, at 11 years, and Coach Johnson's about to match that. As we are ready to get underway here in this second half, Collinsville has to kick off to Mattoon. A little squib kick, looking for an onside kick, and I think the Green Wave jumped on top of it right at their own 49-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Green Wave as we get started here in this second half. Boy, the first half went by quick. We got the whole entire half in less than an hour. Knock on wood, that continues here in this second half. But we hope that the scoreboard reflects something different than what it does now, and we hope that we have more on our side than their side. But here we are in the second half, and here is Jackson Spurgeon. He is in shotgun once again, and he has a keeper, and he'll actually nothing doing there at all. They'll say that he lost a yard, even though that Price got driven all the way back to the 40. As Spurgeon comes all the way to the sideline to talk to his head coach. and brings the play back out quickly. So a loss of a yard on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 11 here for Mattoon, with 11.5 to go in this 3rd quarter, just underway in quarter number 3. 2nd and 11, and Spurgeon in shotgun, under center this time. He'll pitch it back to Price, and Price will work his way up for a little bit, and then he's smothered by Collinsville back at the 45-yard line. They'll mark him back at the 47-yard line, so a loss of 2 more on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down, and they mark it back 1 more yard now, so it'll be a 3rd and 14 coming up here for the Green Wave. So 1 more big stop here, and Collinsville could get the ball back in very good field position as Spurgeon comes in off the sideline with the next play for his team. I got to try to remember to switch over cards on the hot spot here. I had 3 gigabytes left to start off with. I got one in reserve for 2, but it doesn't switch over by itself, so I'm hoping to do this here soon. Here is Spurgeon. He slips and falls, and he is down. And that is another loss of about 4 on the play. So the Green Wave went entirely backwards on this drive. A loss of 1 on 1st down, a loss of 3 on 2nd down, a loss of 3 more on 3rd down, and all in all, it brings up a 4th down and about 16 to go for 1st down. So Price is on to punt. Stephen Green is back deep for Collinsville, if you can call it deep. Here's the snap. Price is going to punt it, and it's going to be high, and Green's going to let it bounce, and he's going to let the Green Wave come in and touch it as soon as it stops rolling, and it does so at the Collinsville 19-yard line. 9:46 left to play here in this 3rd quarter, and Collinsville will get first crack here in the 2nd half as they held the Green Wave to a 3-and-out. And we'll see if Collinsville can take care of the ball a little bit better than they did in the 1st half with a couple of fumbles by Gabe Miller. And see if we can get that going right here and right now. In shotgun, Colby Anderson. 2 wide receivers, both on the far side. Handoff is going to go to Miller. Please